$25.4 billion. NASA announces plan for Moonlander 2.0. Unsurprisingly, the question on everyone's lips since then has been, when will NASA return to the moon? Well, here's all you need to know about NASA's moon ambitions, including when and why the space agency plans to return to our lunar satellite. Hey everyone, welcome to Fly Me to the Moon. You are at the right place if you find this space information intriguing. By this video's end, you'll learn about NASA's plans for Moonlander 2.0. So people, are you ready? When will NASA send people back again to the moon? Trump has ordered NASA to return humans to the moon by 2024. The program's name is the moon goddess Artemis, Apollo's twin sister. The moon-orbiting Gateway will support the missions. Gateway can be positioned in a variety of orbits around the moon, allows for access to the entire lunar surface, and supports the development of a reusable human lander system. NASA Headquarters Associate Administrator for Human Exploration and Operations Mission Directorate, William Gerstenmaier. The Gateway provides resiliency and reusability for sustainable human lunar exploration. Why does NASA wish to send humans back to the moon again? NASA stated this will teach us how to move securely through lunar dirt, known as regolith, build infrastructure on top of it, and keep humans safe in space. NASA intends to prepare for Mars missions by working on the moon. Using new landers, robots, and eventually humans will undertake research and technology demonstrations throughout the whole lunar surface of the moon to learn more about resources on the moon and how we might use them for future exploration, said NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine. NASA is facing a few challenges during this mission. Moon landings are tricky. NASA has not built a rocket or lunar lander since Apollo concluded in 1972. NASA's money comes from the U.S. Congress, which has sometimes backed its goals. Thomas Zurbuchen, NASA's scientific division leader, told Nature that this will require everyone to operate at high speed, and different stakeholders manage that speed. So let's talk about this program in detail. On Wednesday, NASA unveiled plans to expand options for private companies to develop an astronaut lunar lander as it advances its Artemis mission to bring humans back to the lunar surface. For missions after Artemis 3, which will send the first astronauts to the moon in more than 50 years, NASA requests American companies to submit lander designs capable of transporting astronauts between lunar orbit and the lunar surface. You're still fixated on the video, which is fantastic. Stay tuned for much more heading your way. Do you like space exploration as much as I do? If you enjoy watching this kind of fascinating space information, we'd appreciate it if you would take a moment to click the like button and subscribe to our channel, Fly Me to the Moon. If you find this video intriguing, you'll undoubtedly want to see what other great content we have planned for you in the future. Under Artemis, NASA is going to carry out a series of unprecedented missions on and around the moon to prepare for the next major leap for humanity, a crewed journey to Mars, said NASA Administrator Bill Nelson. As part of upcoming Artemis missions, NASA intends to send the first woman and the first person of color to the moon for long-term lunar exploration. The organization is pursuing two separate avenues for continuing lunar lander development and demonstration, one of which calls for more work to be done under an existing contract with SpaceX, and the other of which is open to all other American businesses to provide a new landing demonstration mission from lunar orbit to the ultimate surface of the moon. In April 2021, NASA selected SpaceX as their partner to place the next American astronauts on the lunar surface. That demonstration mission is slated for April 2025. NASA is now requesting that SpaceX convert its proposed human landing system into a spaceship that satisfies the agency's requirement for recurring services for a second demonstration trip as part of an option under the original agreement. NASA's investment and relationship with SpaceX are maximized by pursuing additional development work under the original contract. NASA will release a draft request for proposal, or RFP, in the coming weeks to bring a second contender to do the marketing for the development of a lunar lander, concurrently with SpaceX. This planned activity will outline the criteria for a future lunar landing capability that will ferry personnel between orbit and the moon's surface. In order to assure NASA's ability to deliver astronauts to the lunar surface, this initiative aims to increase its support for competition and offers redundancy in services. The Sustaining Lunar Development Contract, which will soon be awarded along with the second option under SpaceX's initial landing grant, will open the door to ongoing lunar transportation services for astronauts. Along with the Space Launch System rocket, the Orion spacecraft, ground systems, and Gateway, astronaut moonlanders are crucial to NASA's deep space exploration goals. NASA is committed to deploying a commercial astronaut lunar lander to bring the astronauts to the surface of the moon, increasing exploration and preparing humanity for the next major leap: human exploration of Mars. Artemis and Apollo. The USA was the first nation to land humans on the surface of the moon during the Apollo missions that were conducted in the 1960s and 1970s. The Artemis missions intend to send the following group of Americans, hopefully including the first woman to the moon. In Greek mythology, Apollo had a twin sister named Artemis. Artemis was also a goddess. It will test the Orion spacecraft built jointly with the European Space Agency, ESA, the Space Launch System, SLS, rocket, and the complex and upgraded ground systems at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Artemis 1 is the first integrated and fully complete test mission of NASA's deep space exploration infrastructure designed for future use. During the mission, the Orion capsule will go further than any other spacecraft that has ever carried passengers. It'll travel 64,000 kilometers past the moon, bringing its overall distance to 450,000 kilometers. Ultimately, we'll like to talk about who is sending humans to the moon. The competition that NASA faces from the China National Space Agency is fierce. Since 2007, China has had spacecraft in lunar orbit. Most recently, the country accomplished a remarkable feat when it landed a rover on the moon's mysterious dark side. Now the space agency has disclosed its plans for the moon, which include sending 3 missions to the moon's south pole in the 2020s. And establishing a research outpost on the moon's polar regions before 2030. Researchers led by Xunlin Li wrote the following in their study published in Science. A prototype of a scientific research station that robots will operate will be established on the moon as part of these missions. The development of space technology will no longer be the primary focus of exploration objectives. Rather, space science and space applications will take precedence. The Lunar Scientific Research Station will be designed to carry out technical verification and validation of resource development and utilization technology, explore prospects for applications, enhance the ability of lunar science and resource application, and lay the foundation for the construction and operation of future lunar research stations, as well as exploration of the moon by humans. This will be accomplished by the station's capability of long-duration processes and intelligent operational control. In addition, the station will be designed to have the capacity for long-duration operations and smart, active management. So, what do you anticipate? Is this mission going to be successful? Please tell us. We hope you understand what is happening in NASA concerning their new mission. Please remember to subscribe to our channel if you liked the video. You may also suggest any intriguing topics in the comments section. We adore it when you send us suggestions, and we thank you sincerely for doing so. Are you also excited for this next moon landing like me? Well, share your views on this. Also, like the video, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel. Fly me to the moon for more interesting, informative, and unique videos. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated. In the meantime, check out our other videos from our channel to fly with us to the moon. Thank you.